Welcome back to the channel, guys, and for the original subscribers or some of the early ones, welcome back to the Boat Shed. And to any new subscribers, this is the Boat Shed. So, just going to give you a real quick rundown because I haven't been here in a while. I've been using it for storage, but now that it's wintertime, and I'm in PA, which is part of the Northeast, we have our typical having cars out season is over. It is now cold. Where I'm at in PA, it's usually kind of rainy and cold. We don't get as much snow. But it's definitely not a time that we, like to have our cars out. So we lock ourselves in the garages for a while and get to work. So that is what's happening this winter. The boat is currently, or the new boat chassis is currently at Sean's house. I got to finish doing cage stuff there, and then hoping to do that this weekend. Finish that all out, get it out of his way. It's been there way too long. And then we're moving back into the boat shed, basically. However, first thing is first, it is a mess, so it needs to be cleaned. It is also highly disorganized. I'm not proud of myself for this one, and I'm kind of on a organizational kick where I want to get some stuff before I start really getting into working on stuff. I want to get into getting the space that I'm working on stuff up to par. So I did something, man, I guess it was a couple weeks or 2-3 weeks ago already. I was on the hunt for pallet racking. I ended up finding a really good deal on pallet racking. I grabbed it after work, I stopped here, put it up real quick, and then I had to go to my next job. So I didn't film anything. And in the, push of just getting this in this corner, all of this crap was just piled in this corner. So, today, I grabbed a whole bunch of bins, which, why are bins so expensive? So I got a bunch of 27-gallon bins, I think like 10 of them. That way, all smaller parts, I can label, I can put them in there, I can get stuff stacked, organized, all the stuff under my workbench. I don't like how that looks. It needs to be cleaned, it needs to be organized, it needs to be, out of the debris field of grinding, welding, all that fun stuff. And then also, I got some new lights. So these lights are going to stay, but probably get moved around. And I grabbed 4 more brighter lights. And I'm going to figure out where to put them so that I don't have any dark spots anymore. So let me get right into unloading the car. Take everything out that I don't need. And then get the heater running because, like I said, it's PA. It's cold. We're in the 30s. And I'm going to get this place warmed up a bit and get to work. Getting all that big stuff off the floor was definitely the biggest, visual and physical being able to walk around help. So all the orange stuff is for the convertible car that is under the boat. If, many of you know, or you go back, you see that is painted like the General Lee. So that's why that's all orange. But that will go back onto that car as soon as the 4-seater is done. But getting that up and out of the way is at least, out of sight, out of mind for right now. I don't want to switch the boat onto the 4-seater sooner than I have to. I'm almost tempted to actually get the 4-seater running as it is, fully caged, make sure it works, kind of do some stuff with it, make sure, we're good to go, then turbo it, make sure all that's kind of working. And then the last thing I'll do is transfer the boat over and start working on the finishing touches, as long as there's nothing that's, critical to where things have to mount. Which, as I think about it, there's probably a big thing that I'm going to have to at least swap it on for a little bit. So, we'll see. But, workbench area, cleaned off, everything underneath, all that, I'm just going to leave for storage. So, I'll probably, storage, it's all storage. The blue bins, or the blue milk crates, I'll do stuff with tools in there. So, electrical cords, you know, all the stuff that's going to be used as tools and can get dirty since it is the workbench area. Then we got a couple bins going. Some of this stuff, if you haven't been around, if you do a quick look at those, you know, we got a whole bunch of stuff for the boat, which will be coming up this winter. New hydro, new shifter, the hub for the steering wheel, brand new harnesses. The other box has got, you know, turbo stuff in it. So if you haven't been following along, that's something for you. That, you know, the new one will be turboed. That is happening. And then all of that stuff. So I'm going to grab the bins. I got a bin up there. That's going to be all jet ski stuff. I got a bin, random BMW, you know, possibly, you know, usable parts, used stuff. I know I got a good water neck or two, you know, so if one leaks, I got one I can throw on, keep it in my to-go bin so it's at the track with us. And then I'm going to start piling up this thing. However, well, I don't know. The one thing I'm not sure of is all my steel. I don't know where to put that. And then I want to empty this shelf off. This thing is super sketchy. It's leaning now. It'll just fall over. I thought of it the other day on how to fix it, so I'll work on that at some point when I have time. I'm not seeing it tonight, but maybe in this video. Cleaning and organizing is mostly done. So, workbench cleaned up, all the milk crates underneath. Don't have a ton in them, but they're there. Don't love the aesthetic of it. Don't love the aesthetic of the workbench. Maybe I'll paint it. It really needs a new top. And I kind of need to add a vise to it. But this is, you know, workable again. I did the toolbox trick where you just shove it all in and close the lid so it looks better. The new pallet racking is doing exactly what I hoped it was doing. And it took a lot of the clutter away and stacked it and shoved it all in one corner. So, happy with that. BMW parts are up there. All the metal on the ground moved its way up to, you know, a vertical type of arrangement to hopefully easier than laying it on the ground somewhere. And then clean that shelf off. Move my relaxing chair. Cherry picker has a home now. Ladder's kind of just there. Usually keep the welder there, close to, you know, the workbench. No, I don't usually have a bucket of oil there while I'm welding. So here's the solution for my lighting. It's not terrible over here. There's definitely some like dark spots in the corner. It's better on the camera than it is, you know, kind of in person. But like the workbench corner is definitely darker than, you know, right underneath the light, clearly. However, so I went to Harbor Freight, picked up 4 of these. I have 4 of these in the home garage, and they are super bright in that, you know, fairly small spot. I was happy with them. They were here. They were available. They're like $50 a piece. When I had to buy my generator the first time, I bought a couple things from Harbor Freight, and I just got their credit card, paid it off. You know, you get 0% interest, yada, yada. And then I buy little things like this from time to time, you know. So this was $200 worth of lights, put it on the card, pay it off same month, you know. Build some credit while we're doing this ridiculously, you know, stupid hobby that we just spend money on, but we love it. So, those 4 big lights, those are, let me pull one out. All right, here's one of the lights. These are 4 bulb, so compared to the single bulb ones that are already in here, these are 10,000 lumens. The single bulbs are probably 4 to 6, so these are really bright. I was going to get more smaller ones, but they were out, so I just went with the same ones I had in my garage at home, at the house garage at least. They're super simple. You can physically plug them in, pull the chain, they'll turn on and off. Or just like these are plugged into an outlet that is on a switch by the door. So you can mount them as high as you want, and it doesn't matter if you can't reach the pull string. So, and then you can link them together. So you can actually So however long this cord is, or I also grabbed some extension cords. That way I knew I could place them exactly where I wanted them. Unlike, you know, you can kind of see how my landlord, that one is up there and plugged in, and that cord coming down to this, he had to shift the one in the ceiling to the left a little to make sure that it reached. I want to clean some of that up, make it a little nicer. I'm going to figure out where to put these bad boys. Like I said, I got 4 of them. Basically, I want to put, you know, 2 in, I'm going to call this a bay, and 2 in this bay. I think I'm okay over here. This is really just storage, so I'm not as worried if it's a little dark. But my workbench is darker, you know, the corner back there. This generally is darker, so like when I'm working on the back of the boat, because this is the bay the boat gets worked in. All right, so here's the, I guess I'm doing this 3 different ways because of where everything sits. So this is basically going to be the same as these 2, where it was eye hook in the ceiling, and then the first one I went right to this bracket. This one I want to get some hang off of it, so I'm going to use the chain. And the one over there, I screwed directly to the joist, just through the metal backer. So there you go. There's a few different ways to, you know, finish that off or hang these lights. And already I can tell the difference. And I still need to figure out what to do with that one. But I'm going to knock these out. She's all done and she's all bright, boys. So this is usually what the camera looks like. You know, I'm usually pointing down, looking at cars. So other than this one that's still on the beam, I'm trying to decide what to do with that one. Leave it. I can't. Only thing I can do is either move it right next to that, or I can ask the landlord to see if he has another one of these, which is the plug with the switch on it. Because right now it's just the extension cord between it, but it's the specific extension cord. So if he has that still from when he put these up last year, I want to move it underneath this shelf so that it's right over the work area, make it even brighter. Kind of how that really old light is over there. But on a whole, this is, I added, at this point, 40,000 lumens in here. And the only kind of dark or dingy corner is, you know, over here where the pallet racking is. And I'm not too worried about that. If anything, you know, maybe I'll add a light up in there one day. But for the most part, everywhere I'm going to be working, the light is so much better. Because I have no windows that are like working in here. I don't know how you mean a window works, but those windows are boarded up on the outside. That window is same, boarded up on the outside and the inside. I do want to paint that so that it, you know, matches. Maybe hang some, you know, like the Naburu flags from those. Kind of, I do want to spruce this up a bit. You know, maybe get a couple sponsor, you know, flags up in here. Make it a little more, you know, me and boat. And, you know, I almost forgot. I have merch. I'll put pictures in right here. I don't know if I've really announced it on the YouTube too much, but there's merch. I have shirts, I have stickers, I have a Shopify, you know, I'll post the link down below. Go buy stuff. I have limited stuff right now. I'm going to be working on some new stuff for, you know, either over winter or come spring when, you know, changes happen to the boat and it comes back out. I'm hoping to have some merch together then, or more merch, but go help out. Anything you buy helps, goes directly to, you know, this whole ridiculous adventure. And then I got to do the YouTube thing. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, it really helps out. These are things that I never realized, you know, before. I've only been into this a year, and there's a lot of things that are kind of eye-opening in this whole little social media realm. So if you can do that, go across the, you know, the other platforms, those other social medias, you know, follow there, and we're going to keep this boat cruising right along. But for now, this is your Captain